What's up guys? Today I'm going to teach you 5 ways to drop in. So when you're first learning to drop in, you want to start off on a really small quarter pipe. It can be really intimidating at first, and I've seen a lot of people fall learning to drop in. So the normal way is the first way you should learn to drop in. You're going to take your tail, put it on the coping, and if you're just starting out, or if it's a bigger ramp than you're used to skating, you want to kind of squat down, get low. When I'm dropping into a vert ramp, I get down really low, not quite that low where your knee's that bent, but about like this low. Because the lower you are, the less distance there is from you to the ground, so you're not going to fall as hard. So mostly I see people dropping in, leaning too far back and falling backwards. So you gotta really make sure you push your front truck down all the way. So you gotta put all your weight from your back foot onto your front foot and just really slam those front wheels down. So I have seen people do the opposite too. If you put too much weight on your front foot, especially if it's a bigger ramp or a vert ramp, you can fall forward, and that can get really bad too. So you want to practice on smaller ramps and really work your way up to a bigger ramp. So learning to drop in is essential for learning other tricks like tail stalls. So my foot position for dropping in is my back foot right in the middle of the tail and my front foot over the front bolts. So after you're really comfortable dropping in off your tail, the next one you want to learn is the axle stall drop in. So dropping in this way, you're putting both your trucks on the coping, and you want the toe side wheels to be resting on the coping. So you're going to get on your board with your back foot on the middle of the tail and your front foot, same place, right over the front bolts. So at first, all your weight is on your heels, but you want to shift that weight to your toes and into the ramp. So you can do a little tic-tac at first to get a little closer. So then when the coping is right in the middle of your trucks, you want to lean in. So as soon as you start to lean in, your shoulders are going to be turning into the ramp. You're going to lift your weight off your front foot and pivot off your back foot into the ramp. Learning to drop in like this is really going to help you with tricks like axle stalls and 50-50s. So after the axle stall drop in, I think the next easiest way to drop in is to drop in switch. To do this, you have to be really comfortable skating switch, but it's basically the exact same thing. And if you learn how to drop in switch, it's really going to help you with tricks like nose stalls. So this is exactly like the first one, except you're doing it with the opposite feet. So your front foot is right in the middle of the nose, and your back foot is right on those back bolts. I'm saying this like kind of the opposite because I'm standing opposite on the board. So the same thing, you're going to shift your weight and really press forward. Alright, so this next one can be kind of scary. I'm going to do the axle stall drop in, but backwards. So same foot position and basically the same thing. You're just going to be turning front side back into the ramp. This one is a little more intimidating because the ramp is behind you and you don't want to fall back into it. So your back foot right in the middle of the tail, front foot over the front bolt, same position. You're turning your shoulders the opposite way and throwing all your weight into the ramp. Okay, so this last one is kind of going to be 2 in 1. Because before you learn this last one, you have to learn kind of a practice step. So take your front foot and put it right behind the nose, right over the front bolts, and just kind of lay your board into the ramp. And then As you start to push in, put your back foot on. This is actually one of my favorite ways to drop in. It's just really fun. It feels like you're just kind of jumping into the ramp. So the reason we practiced that trick was just to get you used to doing a little nose manual into the ramp and lifting your back wheels up. So here's the last one. It's kind of like an over crook. You're gonna put your front truck on the coping, rest the coping right in the front toe side wheel. So this is by far the hardest way to drop in on this list. You're going to take your weight off your back foot and kind of put it all right in the toe of your front foot and just pop into the ramp. So when you first start learning these, you can just put all your weight on your toe, turn, and do a little nose manual into the ramp, but it might actually be easier just to pop a little nollie in. So the main things with this trick is you just want to make sure your weight is centered over your board. You're right over the bolts, so you're not going to slide out either way. And you want to make sure you get your back truck all the way into the ramp. You don't want to land like this, because that's going to cause you to fall immediately. So you got to really make sure you get those back wheels in the ramp. So that's 5 ways to drop in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and just videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, then hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.